Hello everyone, this is Govind Krishna and you're watching yet another episode of Green Signal. Welcome to the show. Today we are at the Renault showroom at Kalamashiri, and for Renault their most successful model is Duster. You look around anywhere on the road you can see a Duster, and Renault has brought up a new limited edition version of the Duster. It's called the Renault Adventure. So in today's episode let's get to know more about the Duster Adventure. We love all the big cars, and SUVs in particular attract us the most, and if one of these cars returns more value for money, we definitely go gaga at it. One such example is Renault Duster. When the French manufacturer launched this Romanian beast in India some 2 years back, it outperformed all the market leaders and played a vital role to establish its parent brand. The car was launched with 3 different powertrains: 1.6 litre petrol, 1.5 litre 85 PS and 1.5 litre 110 PS. Recently, the company added one more. The normal Duster RX Z is the top-end variant. Here the RXL variant has almost all the features of RX Z plus some facelifts. Now the facelift starts from the front armor guard. Duster you get 2 fog lamps. Here you get 4 fog lamps, 2 of this and 2 of the normal ones. And the headlamps are actually smoked headlamps. Now if you go to the side, you can see that the difference starts from the alloy wheels, which is totally redesigned. All the 4 wheel arches you get side claddings. When you look at the rear view mirror, this is just like the RX Z, what is a silver color painting, and even the roof rails and the door handles are just like that. The overall silhouette of the Duster remains same. However, there are some additions that give it a sportier, rugged look. Renault has provided smoked headlamps, bold front armor with built-in headlamps, R16 anthracite alloy wheels to mention a few. The headlamps provided with armor work in the high beam give extra illumination for off-roading. With this new package, the sporty SUV looks more lethal, making it an ideal choice in this segment. Duster was always muscular, but with all those new facelift, it looks even more muscular. Now let's check out the interiors. Now if the exterior looks muscular, the interior is really sporty. Right from the seats to the mats to the side of the doors, everywhere you can see the use of yellow and black, and that's a really nice combination. Dashboard looks neat and trim with the use of grey instead of beige, and then here you get the GPS system that you actually get in the RX Z variant. The new Adventure Edition comes with all new interiors. A new bold black and grey scheme has been chosen for the new edition. The theme makes it look sportier and gives it a sense of freshness. Apart from it, the Adventure comes with new lime green upholstery that also adds to its sporty character. The Adventure Edition is for those who are adventurous and ready to go for adventure on any given time. So company blessed the SUV with its media nav system, which comprises of advanced multimedia device combining a navigation system with an entertainment and communication console. It also gets new Duster badge mats. As it is based on the 110 PS RXL variant, it also features steering audio control that has volume controls, call, receive, terminate, radio and media controls. However, you can't control song tracks and FM channels by the same. Safety features like new advanced SRP that supplement restraint and protection system, airbags for both driver and passenger, which uses sensors to tell the airbag system how to deploy based on whether the seat belts are being used or not. Other safety features are ABS and EBD that make the car safe for the occupants. Now speaking about the engine that powers the Duster Adventure, it's the same 1.5 litre K9K DCI engine that you would see in other variants. Now this diesel engine produces a maximum power output of 110 PS at 3900 rpm and a maximum torque of 248 Nm at 2250 rpm. Now this engine is mated with a 6-speed manual gearbox. .5 litre DOHC DCI diesel mill with variable geometry turbo VGT and a 6-speed manual transmission. The VGT helps it to produce a maximum power output of 108 bhp at 3900 rpm and peak torque of 248 Nm at 2250 rpm. The engine is refined and powerful, and there is a lot of torque available to use in both mid and high range. However, there is a turbo lag below 1750 rpm, but once the RPMs pick up, it provides that punch which is needed for highway journeys. Like any SUV, the clutch is heavy. Even though it was heavy, I would say that the availability of a larger circumference pedal would enhance the overall driving experience. The Adventure Edition doesn't come with any new addition that affected dynamics. Therefore, it drives like any other 110 PS Duster. However, to refresh your memory, Renault Duster is based on the Logan platform. Therefore, it uses the monocoque chassis, which makes it light and agile. The chassis adds a lot of its dynamics and on-road behavior, and there is none to negligible body roll, and it's a commendable job done by Renault engineers. The suspension system uses independent McPherson strut with coil springs and anti-roll bar at front and torsion beam axle with coil springs and anti-roll bar at rear. The suspension is on a stiffer side, which makes its ride pliant, even though the SUV gulps most of the potholes and passes bumps with ease. The biggest plus of its 205 mm ground clearance, which allows Duster to go off-road without any hassle. In short, the Duster can go for some mid-off-roading, and it is drivable on most of the terrains due to its good ground clearance, dynamics and power. As I mentioned earlier, Duster is one of the most selling car in the arsenal of Renault. And if you plan to buy a Duster, or for that matter any SUV of that range, you should definitely check out the Duster Adventure, because it's a better looking Duster in almost the same price package. Renault Duster Adventure Edition is basically an adventure kit installed on the 110 PS RXL variant. However, as the Adventure Edition has been launched at the price of Rs 11.69 lakh, which means goodies like front body armor with headlamps, media nav and alloy wheels are additional on the Adventure Edition. So if you are looking for an urban car which can go for some off-roading on weekends, go for the new Adventure Edition. Now let's move to our next segment. That's the bike segment, where we review all the latest bikes that's available in the market. Now today we are going to review one of the Hero bikes. Now, last year, after their breakup with Honda, Hero has announced that they would be coming up with 15 new bikes in 2014, out of which 6 would be performance bikes. Lots of Splendors and other commuter bikes are on the way, but the first of its kind or first of the series is the Splendor iSmart, which is first of its kind in the world. Now, the speciality of Hero Splendor is the start and stop system, which is first of its kind in any production bike in the world. So what's the start and stop system? You are in traffic, say you are in signal, and you have brought the gear down to neutral. In 5 seconds, the bike stops automatically. However, later on, you do not need to thumb start the conventional way. Just depress the clutch and the starter motor brings the engine back to life. The Splendor was a contemporary looking motorcycle as always, but the iSmart here looks flashy with the help of swoopy edgy side panels and a dominating front headlight cowl. The split grab rails are a segment first, and so is the extremely flashy dual tone paint job. The new addition to the motorcycle are rim stickers on the wheels, which are usually found on bikes of a high segment. The design looks good overall, but it is the exhaust design which is extremely dated, and the shiny gloss black heat shield does not manage to uplift the image either. A complete analog instrument cluster inspired from the NXG variant makes its way to the Splendor iSmart. However, the difference is that it has side stand warning and the i3S lights which glow on startup. The Fox carbon fiber finish below the key slot and vents on top of the cluster make the cockpit look snazzy compared to any other bike in the stable. The usual telltale lights such as high beam and fuel gauge are here. The solitary indicators are not expected on a bike, which cost significantly more than usual. What it has is the analog trip meter, which is quite a neat feature for mileage conscious people out there. Switch gear is top notch, and so are the palm grip, which is quite unique. It deserves a special mention and are extremely comfortable for your palms. The seating position of the Splendor iSmart is upright and the foot pegs are front set. The narrow yet wide handlebar gives the rider confidence for easy maneuvering in tight spots. The rear view mirrors give an excellent view of what is behind. The seat cushioning is excellent and is wide and long too, offering comfort to the pillion and the rider for long journeys. Powering the Splendor iSmart is a famous 97.2cc engine, which produces a maximum power output of 7.8 bhp at 7500 rpm and a maximum torque of 8.4 Nm at 4500 rpm. Now, this engine is mated to a 4-speed gearbox. The engine is smooth and refined, but being a Honda motor, the minuscule vibrations start as soon as the torque band begins, which is roughly between 3000 to 5000 rpm. No vibrations when you reach the red line though. The mill has very good low and mid-end punch and pulls strongly with power trailing off after maxing out at 95 km per hour. The gearing is on the taller side and gives linear, stress-free drivability in the city. The gearbox is a 4-speed unit and is smooth and precise. Start the engine and the motor will idle for 30 seconds and then turn off even if it's not in neutral. The rider has depressed the clutch for 30 seconds. The Hero Splendor iSmart has been programmed to do so. If you keep the start-stop switch on, then the i3S idle stop-start system works. You have the liberty to keep the system on or off like any other start-stop system. The system comes into action when you are riding. Come to a stop and put the bike into neutral, and after 5 seconds the engine shuts off. If you change the gear to neutral while the bike is in motion, it will stop. So it is sure that it's not based on speed but the gear positioning which determines this action. However, later on, you do not need to thumb start the conventional way. Just depress the clutch and the starter motor brings the engine back to life. As you might have understood, it's the idling that stops and so does the engine. However, it stops in middle of the cycle and does not stop where the cycle usually finishes. The cycle where the piston crank stops is predetermined too. To maintain reliability, this is also a step that has been taken. Overall, all of this is done to bring the engine back to life in an easier way and to get a flawless start. The end result is the iSmart returns an increase of mileage by 2 to 3 km per litre compared to the standard Splendor. Armed with a tough double cradle frame and stiff suspension on both ends, the Splendor iSmart rides and handles well. The right balance of handling and maneuverability has been achieved, which has always been the case with commuter motorcycles. The short wheelbase and compact dimensions aid in quick change of direction while also offering excellent ride quality. The Splendor iSmart feels very planted at high speeds and takes sweepers with confidence. Braking is not so good at the front with a lack of a disc brake. Rear brakes are more prominently used in these bikes and they perform very well. Tires are good and they give good confidence while riding enthusiastically. Splendor is a proven product and it's one of the world's top-selling motorbikes. Now, just because of this brand image that Hero enjoys, it has always been difficult for competition to break into this segment. Now, with the new addition of iSmart, the start and stop system, the bike has become even better. The Splendor is a proven product and it's because of this strong brand image that Hero enjoys, it has become very hard for competition to break into this segment. The Splendor iSmart has an edge over its competition in almost every aspect. Sure, there was a technology issue which is sorted by a world's first start-stop system integrated into the motorcycle. However, it still lacks the punch offered by new 100cc bikes which are entering the market with a better performance and fuel efficiency combination. The fuel efficiency is excellent in the iSmart, but while competition offers more power with the same mileage figures, the new age commuter will definitely prefer the latter. However, if you prefer reliability over anything else and just want to treat your motorcycle as a workhorse, there isn't a substitute in the market which can match the world's top-selling motorcycle yet. Mahindra has officially launched the XUV 500 Sportz, a limited edition of its SUV, at Rs 13.85 lakhs. This special edition is based on the range-topping XUV W8 model and is priced at a premium of Rs 26,000 over the W8. The Sportz variant gets additional features of the standard car like Sportz decals, rear-view camera, new alloys with red inserts for fog lights and door handles, and a Sportz badge at the rear. Mahindra will only manufacture 1,000 units of the XUV 500 Sportz. Under the hood, the XUV 500 Sportz remains unchanged for the standard car and is powered by the same 2.2-litre diesel engine good for 140 bhp and 34 kg of torque. The engine is mated to a 6-speed manual transmission which sends power to the front wheels. With that, let's conclude this week's episode of Green Signal. Next week, same time, same channel, same program.